Morning, Kentucky. We're back here in Bob and Terry's backyard, and it's a beautiful sunny day. No wind, believe it or not. And it's the middle of June, and the garden's doing great. I'll give you a tour of our progress. And but I wanted to. I'm hoping everybody else's garden's doing well. If you just started this year, I hope you're having some success. I see a lot of things on Facebook that squash bugs or some kind of bug, some kind of pest, or eating everything they planted. But there's ways to fight that. So, but that's another video. Um, I've been thinking every time I walk through my yard, I look at things that we have in our yard. Um, wow, you got a bird coming right up. I figures the video is not that facing that way. Um, every time I walk around my yard, I have different. We have different like statues and bird baths and all that kind of stuff. And it's not stuff that we've purchased. It's stuff over the years that we have been. Um, we adopted them. I worked as a handyman for 25 years, so I met. I work for a lot of older people. Now I'm there, and but they would have something. They go, "Would you like this for your garden?" I'm like, "Sure." I never turn down anything. And I just think about it when I walk around the yard. I think of that person. And I don't know if your garden's that way. I would say a lot of people are that way. I mean, um, it's kind of one extreme to the other. If you have little statues in your garden that enhance your garden and give it some character, or you're the complete opposite, where it looks like a gnome convention and your whole front across your front of your house is all little concrete gnomes or whatever. Um, but it's so important to have those little things in your garden. Um, you don't have to weed them. You don't have to do anything with them. Just enjoy them. So I'm going to walk around the yard, just a short, I promise, just a short visit to each one. And I'm just going to tell you the name of the person who gave it to me, and it's just such an important, it's such an interesting thing that um, so many people can have a hand in your garden, and and the sad thing is that most of these people are gone, and they either moved or passed away or whatever, and we are lucky enough to have their treasure. So from there, we'll I'll take you a quick treasure tour, and then we'll go through the garden and see what you think. All right. On that, we'll see you in a bit. Later. It's Bob. He's back. You don't usually see our front yard, but um, this the first kind of the most important is this gazing ball and little cherub thing was from my mother-in-law, and quite a few of the little statues came from her garden that she's had over the years, and we'll treasure forever. Um, Things like this little cross. Um, this came from Rice, and was my Sunday school teacher, our Sunday school teacher. Um, and we got on the other side, my mom and dad. These are two deer that were in her back of her garden, and I've never repainted them. I've never done anything. They just sit back and enjoy the shade. So we yeah. So we we actually have This bench over here is from Laurel, and we painted it, and I still have to put arms and a back on, but unique, and she wanted me to have it. This rain chain, I don't know if you can see it or not. That came from Justin and Jenny. Rain chains are so cool. They add so much. Um, they're so fun. This little statue, another one from Jeannie. And we also have flowers that we that people have given us, and we still remember. Um, it's amazing that some things like this money plant, it kind of comes, and then those little things peel off. That came from my mom in New Jersey. So she would, when she would come to Kentucky, or Ohio, she would pack up a box of all kinds of flowers, all kinds of plants, and ship them our way. Now this flower, this is a new one this year from Larry down the street, and it's phlox, and beautiful. We asked him, and you know, he brought us a bunch down. We got a couple here and there, and if you can remember, who gave you that um, first plant or first flower of this dragon tree. Um, that came from Scott down the street. Uh, he needed it adopted, and he brought it down, and I got it. So, calla lilies in the back. Um, they're from Susan. She's a wonderful gardener in town, and she gave us them last year. Uh, this is 4 o'clocks, and Barbara gave me these, and she said, "Oh, I got a plant for you. Dig up a chunk," and they have been a major part of our landscape, especially around this tree. Uh, these flowers came from Paula. She's our next door neighbor. This little sundial came from Dorothy. And even simple things like, if you can see that log full of sedum, that came from Ben. It was a hollow log, and he said, "You want it? Take it." So, my fire pit came from Ethel, and it gets a lot of use. And this unique bird bath came from Joanne and Fred, and we just lost her just recently. So sad, but had a good life, I guess. And that little plaque came from Daniel. He's one of my Eagle Scouts in the troop. He made that for me. And here's another. Blackberries came from Pat and Stacy years and years and years ago. Still producing. We're back again. Um, Things like bird feeders that came from my daughter, Shannon and Colette, and all of my all of my solar lights um, are amazing in the dark. Um, she's got all kinds. She's got them little things, little ball things that hang out of there. She's got those fake ones were in the last one. They're absolutely beautiful at night. So she takes care of all our solar needs, and my sister Donna, she gave us most of our uh, garden signs. Uh, she's kind of the one that started the happy place with her sign. So um, she's always sending us garden flags and signs and garden tools, and most of our tags that are on our plants are all from her. So she's got her hand in this too. So now this bench, it came from a couple in town, Barb, and it was just it's boards from a bourbon distillery. So I made it into a bench. Um, I know you've watched any of my videos. These two boxes came from Rosemary and Rosemary's grandson. And I mentioned this bird bath before. Um, it came from Ruth and Fred, and it went to my mom and dad, and then my mom and dad gave it to us. So it's been around for a long time. So, and one last thing. Um, you're getting a grand tour already. And this bench came from Dorothy, who's in her shed. I tore her shed down. And that little beautiful globe thing there, that came from the landfill in the junk pile. I was happy with it. So um, I'm sure there's more things, but I don't want to bore you to death. But um, walk around your yard and see if you see anything that's reminds you of someone, or kind of pay respect when you walk by, and how important that is to you and your garden. So from there, we will reset and take the garden tour. I'm back, and bright out today, but the since you last saw it, the butterfly bushes are going wild. Lilies are blooming. Um, they're looking good. Black Eye Susans are just ready to burst open. Roses have taken a break. We love our pollinators. We love flowers. Um, so I don't know if we have any fruit. We have a couple peaches up there, but I don't know if they'll ever make it. All these petunias, my wife started in the greenhouse. Our blueberries, still waiting. We've had it covered for a month now, trying to keep the bugs off, or the birds off, not the bugs. But this is a funny story. These we thought were dahlia bulbs. We did dahlias for the first time last year, and we put them all in the winter, winterized them and all that. And we planted them all, and they were all elephant ears. So it's different looking with a tomato in the middle. Um, our popcorn, we had to replant. Just now we got a couple big overachievers, and then we got a bunch of little ones. Squash are just phenomenal so far. If we can beat the squash beetle, uh, custard, patty pan, they're going to be competing here pretty quick. Our strawberries are looking beautiful, and we harvested all the onions out of them. I'll show you a pic. We got 100, and so far we got 125 onions, so might be enough for the year. Fig, getting bigger every year, and figs are starting to come. Our little kid's garden, big giant tomato, celery. Still got sugar snap peas, peppers, uh, and zinnias in the middle. Our blackberries are taking their good old time, which is okay. There's a good one right there, which is going to have to be eaten pretty soon. Raspberries are coming. Now, here's where we get in the big boys. Peppers, they're doing real good. All started from seed. We got dill in the middle. Started for cherry tomato already. 5'7", 5'8", and that's as tall as I am. So our cherries have outdone my little string sculpture. Just too much cherry because you do not uh, pick off the suckers off of a cherry. So I just put 2 cages around them when they were smaller and let them go. We got sunflowers. We got another squash. Looks like a zucchini. Uh, oh, our brassicas are still doing good. We've got a couple cabbages so far, and we're hoping that some broccoli comes on this thing. But they are sure growing pretty though. And then we talked about, I'm moving this too fast. This is indeterminate. You know it's going to go taller than that thing. This is determinate. This is a New Yorker. Yeah, New Yorker. Determinate. Big as it's going to get. Well, it might be a little bigger. But look at the tomatoes on that thing. God likes this one. And this one. So this is where our pampas grass was, and we got tired of that. So brought some bee balm over and sunflowers. So they're looking real pretty. So I said you gotta plant different types of tomatoes. These are Romas. You can tell by the shape. But that one's I'm gonna have to just let sprawl. I'm not sure how I'm gonna keep that thing up. We got tired of our grapes. No grapes. Not sure that was the right vine, so we got a new grape. So this one's a green type, so we'll see how that works. Now if I can remember what this is called. This is a melon. Um, so we're not sure. Trying to get it to climb. Uh, you notice snow peas are out of there, and another melon, another watermelon's in there now. I'll take you a walk to the back. Roses are blooming. And watch for Japanese beetles. They're out, and this is rhubarb. Rhubarb's looking good. All kinds of squash, pumpkins, um, more squash. We got Hardendale. We've got butternut. We got all kinds of brands. And this is our sweet potatoes. They keep getting eaten by the deer, but they keep coming back, which is, I guess, a good pruning tool if they don't totally go. Pumpkins, those pumpkins. And we've been digging up potatoes, and we've got quite a few potatoes already. I even got tomatoes in the shade to see what they're going to do. Our asparagus still on break, but we did get quite a few new ferns, so hopefully that's good for next year. Uh, row of beets, and we harvested some beautiful, beautiful beets out of that row there. You can see how these are multi-sown. You just throw a couple seeds in, and they grow all around each other. And my wife made pickled beets, which we've never had before. Never made before, I should say. And we still have our potatoes. And just a note that when you grow potatoes, you got to keep the sun off the potato because it'll turn green, and that's poison. I don't know how toxic it is, but they say don't eat it. So we've been trying different mulches. You can see we got compost on some, straw on others. This is pine needles, but I want you to see this. These potatoes are growing right on top, and but there's no green. So they're just about ready to harvest, but you got to keep them covered. You don't have to keep pouring dirt on top. Um, so we so they're about ready to harvest. We've got watermelons. Trying to grow up this trellis. We're going to see how that works. And got our carrots looking good. We just planted more lettuce and leeks, and our grapes came back. They're looking good. A few black spots, but might save some of them. And I have a correction. I've been corrected so many times. This is a Calicula, not a Canandula. So I just totally called it the wrong thing, and that was in my mind. We got another butternut squash in the middle. The garlic is just starting to garlic. Yeah, you look, and when they start making, they look like mussels, look like your little garlic cloves are starting to expose themselves. Where you can see the ridges in them. That's when they're time to pick. So they're getting pretty close. We planted leeks over here. I want you to look at our grow bags. They're doing phenomenal. There's a squash in that one. That's another butternut. Tomato. When you get a bunch of volunteer tomatoes, we just don't have the heart to just throw them out. So the strawberries are looking good. Another tomato. These are peppers growing in a grow bag. Scarlet runner beans. Absolutely beautiful. So hopefully this is covered. And it looks like we got, well, we thought we had on both ends, but it looks like we've got rattlesnake, one of them. So we're gonna have a big battle at the top. Um, Tom Thumb lettuce. It comes in little bitty clumps, which is something new for us. We got more carrots, and I want you to see my corn already. Our corn is 2.5 foot tall. Went into tassel. It was just too hot, too fast, and the raccoons ate it again. I didn't even have a chance to even. I never even thought they'd go after corn that little. But so we're gonna have to try that again. Um, Zucchini, yellow squash, looking good. Still got potatoes, need to be harvested pretty soon. Cucumbers, starting hopefully make their way up their trellis. This is our vertical tomatoes. They're all looking good. I just keep use these little clips, which are really handy. You know, you can wind them around the string, but little clips help. And if you look, you can see how the tomato um, does it in sections. You know, where tomatoes, and then it goes, and then there's another set of tomatoes, and then another set of tomatoes, different than a determinate. And Swishard finally got them going this year. There, and there, and there, and there, and basil, and nasturtiums, which are just great garden plants, but they will take over. Um, we planted uh, pumpkins in our. We dug up our potatoes there, and so these potatoes still need to be harvested. Um, our brassicas are still going well. I mean, that is such a pretty head of cabbage, and little, but we only need little. So brassicas have done real well. Look at that cabbage. Yeah, this is the best we ever did for and in our little garden. We keep planting. We just planted more radishes this pak choy, but it's already going to seed already. This is going to be all sweet potatoes when it's done. Not sure if which one's purple. I think these are the purple ones. Big old head of that big, yeah. And then my wife's Calicula, and these are called blossoms. They're real fun. You get to let your kids touch one of them when it goes to seed. You touch it and it just explodes and shoots seeds everywhere. Um, there's our pollinator. So this tomato is 6 feet tall already. It's only June. So we got more asparagus come up. It was a volunteer. I don't know where it came from. More basil, oregano. This is kind of our herb deal. A few tomatoes in the middle, and one borage. I don't know what's happening. Our dill's doing okay. More Swiss chard, zinnias. My wife started from seed. All marigolds started from seed, and so without so that's about it for the garden.